If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. Alright, so let's talk about Kanye and Donda today because I haven't dropped an update on this album in a while. As you probably know, it was supposed to drop last week as well. It was supposed to drop 2 weeks before that too. He held listening parties in both weeks on Thursday, and then the album was supposed to drop on Friday. The two release dates so far were July 23rd and August 6th, which was last week, of course, but the album didn't drop. Both listening parties, both featured in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, attracted a lot of people, one for the fact that it was really weird and Kanye didn't do anything really at the first one, and then the second one was a lot more spectacular. We've had a lot more gimmicks and show elements that made it a lot more interesting. But of course, the album also didn't drop the day after. And now this week, we're left with a lot of question marks as to when this album will come and what Kanye's plans are to, roll this out with maybe another listening party in the future. So let's talk about it. So I want to get into two really important things today. One of them concerns the release date and one single specifically, Hurricane, that is supposed to release as a single before the album, but we'll get into that in a second. And the other one is if this album has actually been delayed further than just, the next couple of weeks. So let's start off with the first one that a lot of people have discovered on their Apple Music. Now, the album has been out for pre-order on Apple Music. You can go look it up for a while now, and the release date now changed to either August 15th or August 13th, depending on what user is looking it up. This is really weird because the 13th would be this Friday, which would make more sense since this is very close to the other release dates that we've seen so far being announced. But the 15th would be a Sunday. And albums usually don't drop on a Sunday. This all has to do with the way that the Billboard collects charts and collects numbers of sales and streams, and they need like a whole week, Friday to Friday, to collect that full week of streams for artists to then chart. So it would just not make sense for artists to drop on any other day. Of course, some artists do, but I think Kanye would drop on a Friday. That's like a pretty much a given. He's done that in the past, so I'm guessing he will do that for this album as well. Now, of course, as I said, we see a release date of August 13th, which would make more sense. But then also looking at the version with the August 15th release date, we can see that, of course, we have all the tracks. We have the 24 tracks that we, been knowing about. But also we can see that track number 2 is now titled Hurricane featuring The Weeknd and Lil Baby. And this is interesting because apparently this track is to be released as a single before the album, and there's even more interesting stuff surrounding this because some streaming services like the Russian service Yandex or Japan's service Line Music have already released this thing for a couple of hours last Friday. This of course left a lot of people with a lot of questions. That's why shout out again my man Bosnian on the Discord. That's where we always update, the situation surrounding Donda fast in the video, so go join it in the description. Some people reached out to the support of Yandex and asked about the status of this song. So this is one conversation that someone had with the tech support of Yandex, and it goes as follows. The person said, "Hello, was the release of Kanye West's single Hurricane like an error? Because after an hour it disappeared from your platform, and by the time of release, it was nowhere found on other platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, etc." Then the tech support replied, "Hello, getting this question to my colleagues in this sphere will return if we'll get an answer." And then he officially said, "Official release date of Hurricane was set on today, but in the last moment the decision has been changed. Some streaming platforms couldn't change the release date, and that's why the inconvenience happened. Have a good day." So as we can see here, the single was originally slated to be released this Friday, and Kanye then very spontaneously, very close to the release date, probably on Thursday night after the listening party, decided not to go through with it. And that's just some Kanye stuff that he would do. I mean, that is to be expected for an album like this. To me, this looks like it's all part of like a bigger, marketing plan of Kanye, trying to tease people with this and that. And he's really doing this perfectly. Like, as much as I'm disappointed that the album is not here, it's just so interesting to watch this whole thing go down, because honestly, this will go down as like a culturally important event. And everyone's talking about Donda nowadays. The memes are everywhere. It's all over the internet. So he's doing this right. He's really doing this right. No album has been hyped like this in a while and has been infamous like this in a while. So whenever it will drop, if it's August 13th, if it's August 15th, some rumors are saying Kanye moved to another stadium and we're getting it in September, but there's no real proof of that just as of yet. So I'm guessing right now we'll stick with the release date this Friday or Sunday. That's just what we have so far. But of course, I will only, see it as real when I have the album on my Spotify page and it's officially out. So this is no this is without any confirmation that it's actually dropping this week. But we might get that Hurricane single, which you might remember from the Yandhi days as Hurricane or 80 Degrees, which was already a leak back then. It has now been updated with the hook from The Weeknd and a new verse from Lil Baby. It was played at the listening party. You can look up the lyrics. You can, watch the listening party and get a feeling of what it'll sound like. This will be probably released as a single. That's pretty sure so far. It's 4 minutes and 2 seconds in length. But when this will release and when we'll eventually get the album is still pretty unclear. All I can tell you to do is go join my Discord in the description. We have people on there, as I said, Bosnian, first of all, always posting new information on Donda, always, getting it out to the Discord once it drops. We have different people gathering different, information on this, giving their takes on this. So that's really my recommendation for you to do. Once we have enough and we have big news, I will, of course, make a video about this. So stay subscribed if you want to, stay up to date with the whole Donda release rollout. But that's all I can tell you to do. Maybe, look forward to another listening party this Thursday. Maybe not as big as the last two. Maybe a rollout on Friday. We don't know. Probably get the single this week or next week. That's what I'm hoping for, because I would really like to hear that thing in like its full audio quality and on repeat. And that Lil Baby verse is crazy. Atlanta went crazy when Baby popped up in there. But yeah, that's my take on this. Now I want to know what you think about this. Are you excited for Donda? How long have you been waiting? When do you think this will release? Is it August 13th? Is it August 15th? Has Kanye moved to another stadium and is it dropping in September? What do you think about the single so far? What do you think about the fact that the single was released and then, taken back down from some streaming services? All of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.